How did you choose which fish and which dishes to include in this book?
So we choose fish that are not too esoterical, that are easy to find on markets, mostly from the ocean and from the sea, but you can replace a halibut or striped bass with a fish from the lake if you are living by the lake and you have someone bringing you some fish.
Sure.
Tuna, shrimp, salmon are always something that people recognize easily.
Sure.
And then we give you a lot of tips to recognize when fish or seafood is fresh or not fresh.
It's so important. So many people get very nervous about that.
Because everybody had a bad experience in his house, cooking the fish, the house was stinky.
Right.
The kids refused to eat, it was too fishy.
That expensive fish that you bought that they
The
refused
fish was
to.
breaking in a pan. All of that is because the seafood is not fresh. We really teach you how to be successful with the quality of the products. That will help you at the end because fish never smell like fish when it's fresh.
Right.
And we also tell you not to keep it more than 24 hours.
Okay.
Cook
Before
it
you
right
cook
away. If not, you have to freeze it because after 24 hours, it's not right.
How does this help kind of demystify fish for a lot of people, especially with some of the unfamiliar species that people don't necessarily eat or cook with, for that matter?
Well, we're demystifying by going step by step. Once again, we take you by the hand and we go shopping together. And it's no rocket science. It's easy, but they are essential tips that will lead you to success.
And if you listen to the tips at the beginning in buying the fish and buying it as fresh as possible, you don't want to do too much to it, right?
You don't want to do too much. Fish is so subtle in texture and in flavor. The more you put in a plate, the more you lose the identity of the seafood that you are supposedly cooking. So you have to think simple. And the big mistake that I see with beginners very often is it's too much in a plate, it's too complicated, and then they get lost, and the fish get lost, and everybody gets lost.
and everybody's hungry still.
And second mistake, very often the cooks overcook the fish.
I did want to ask you, what are some of the more forgiving fish? Like if you are trying to be more adventurous and do more with seafood in the kitchen, what are some of them that you could, they're more forgiving?
Fish is fairly forgiving if you pay attention to it. You have to be focused for a few minutes.
Okay.
Because you cannot cook fish for 3 hours. It's not like you're braising meats. You have to be putting the fish in a pan, look at it, keep an eye on it. And then we use metal skewers at the restaurant, but even in my house and everywhere. And we go through the flesh of the fish and we leave it for 10-15 seconds and then we touch our hand with it, with the skewer. If the skewer comes back cold, fish is not cooked. If it's warm, it's medium rare. If it's hot, it's well done.
Interesting. All right, that is very helpful, practical information.
You do that, and it's really idiot-proof.
Idiot-proof. All right, well, you heard it here first.
I promise.
I believe you. I believe you've cooked enough fish in your life. How much did you factor in or include sustainable fish?
I like wild seafood, but I don't want the ocean to be depleted or the rivers or the lakes to be depleted. So when some species are under stress, we do not serve them at the restaurant, and I don't recommend for people to buy them at the store. Give the fish a break and they come back.
We are on the shore of Lake Erie here. This is where perch and walleye are plentiful. What would the best seafood chef in the world do with a fresh walleye out of Lake Erie?
I have never cooked walleye.
Never cooked walleye, okay.
No, but what I will do, I will look at it.
Smell it, maybe?
Smell it for sure.
Yes.
And then the first thing I will do, I will probably saute the fish and see how it is. Or I may try to cut a little piece of the fish by the head and see if it's good raw.
Okay.
And potentially make a marinated fish or ceviche or something like that.
Thank you so much, Chef Ripert.